Hello and a very warm welcome from a very snowy Horseshoe Valley, about an hour and a half north of Toronto, Canada. It's 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 7 p.m. British Time, and 8 p.m. Central European Time. Every Tuesday at 2 p.m. Eastern, I go live and I share my knowledge about career management, executive career management. So please feel free as this webcast unfolds. I'm more than happy to answer any questions, not just to do with today's topic. A little bit about me. My name is Martin Buckland, and I call myself an executive career management practitioner. So in essence, I manage and advance the careers of senior executives, those who aspire to be business leaders. I'm also a global expert in managing and advancing the careers of EMBAs, Executive Master of Business Administration candidates and graduates, and also a global expert in mining, because the backbone of our economy, where I am here in Canada, is mining. That's our backbone, really. Some amazing statistics coming about mining here in Canada. So I want to go straight into the topic today. Each week I have a different topic. If you want a topic for next year, I'm just about to write my next year's diary of 52 Tuesdays at 2. So if you have a topic you want me to discuss, I will be pleased to discuss it and relay on Tuesdays at 2. So today's topic is very interesting. It's the interview. Tell me about yourself. The interview. Tell me about yourself. So now, an interview is a meeting of the minds, meeting between two people or a group of people and yourself as the candidate, basically to see if you're the fit, whether you fit the culture, whether you have all the skills, whether you are articulate and able to fit into the team environment that they are asking. There's many other things that come into an interview, but it's basically a meeting of the minds. It's a conversation between people just to see if they're fit. But when you get to the interview, you are at the last stage of your job search, and you don't want to blow it right now. So anybody got any questions, please feel free to put them in the comments. I'm more than happy to answer it. So you're at the end of your job search, hopefully. You don't want to go for interview after interview after interview, although that can be really good because it can bring huge benefits to you. You can get yourself into multiple offer situations. So don't blow it. You only get one kick of the can here. So tailor the answers to the position or the company. Now, you might be going for different industries, different companies, and whatever. Do a lot of research. The crux of interviewing is research. The more research you do, the better it's going to be for you, and it's better it's going to be for them, because the conversation will flow a lot easier and you will position yourself as the number one candidate. So tailor the answer to the position and the company. Do a lot of research on the company, do a lot of research on the position. In my previous Tuesdays at 2, and also on my YouTube channel, go to my YouTube channel. There are lots of videos talking about how you should research in your answers and how you should research in the interview. So keep the answers succinct. Don't go on and on and on. The more you go on and on and on, the more opportunities you get for digging your own grave. But also keep it very professional. So keep it above board. Sit straight. Poise is very, very important. Doesn't matter whether you're on Zoom or another virtual platform, or whether you're in person. Use body language to its full. Don't flay your arms around all over the place, but use body language to emphasize a point, to show that you really are excited. You want that job. The job is yours. It's mine. I want it. So get them to hand it to you. So keep it very succinct. Keep it very professional. inject the passion and the excitement into it. Don't just be very mundane and level vocally. You use the inflections of your voice to really gain the interviewer's confidence and intrigue in you. So know your audience. Now, I would suggest that every time you go for an interview, get the interviewer's name and then Google them and look them up on LinkedIn, because you wouldn't believe it. Some of my clients have gone to the interview where they've been interviewing with one of their school friends they haven't seen for 20 or 30 years. How amazing is that? So there's already a little bit of collaboration, some dialogue, some warming, even hot vibes coming in the interview. So know your audience. Ask when you get called for the interview, whether it's a group interview or whether it's an individual interview, and get those names. So the interview, tell me about yourself, is really is your elevator pitch. You are selling yourself. When you go into a job search, you are a salesperson. I've spoken about this in my previous Tuesdays at 2 many times. Anybody got any questions? Please feel free to put them in the comments. So start by discussing your current position. Talk about your current position. Get them really excited that you like that position, but you want to advance, you want to move on, you want to join a new company where there's some good offerings, some good products, some good services. They may be going IPO, you never know. So get them excited, but start by discussing your current position. And then work slowly backwards. But I say, don't go into digging your grave. Keep it very succinct, keep it very powerful, and use the English language to the maximum. Talk about your star stories. Stars are very important. Those of you who have worked with me know a star: situation, task, action, result. I write lots of resumes, lots of CVs, and I build my performance, my stories, my clients' projects around an acronym called STAR: situation, task, action, result. Situation, task, action, result. So you need to express those STAR stories in the interview. They are going to hire you because you can perform, not because of your responsibilities. So try and introduce some metrics. The more metrics you introduce, the better it is for you. It doesn't have to be currency value, dollar values, euro values, pound values, or whatever. It could be percentiles on how you've uplifted manpower or productivity and things like that. There are thousands of metrics available. We have one question here from Leanne. Hi, Leanne. If they ask, what do you know about the company, how should you answer that? How detailed based on your research? My position on that, Leanne, is the deeper you go, talk about the history, because each company has its own history as well. They may have changed their location. They may have they've probably grown. Talk about how they've grown. So the more detail, and they may have changed their products and their services. Obviously, they've changed their products to meet the consumer demand, but and the technology and whatever. But always the deeper you go, the better it's going to be for you. And you might, during that due diligence, when you're researching company, uncover something that's particularly wrong with that particular company. They may not be meeting governance, or they may not be meeting sales figures. And if you're in a sales function, you can put a business case to the fact that, during my due diligence, I've uncovered the fact that you aren't hitting your sales figures, or your market share is dropping. The competition is taking over from you. So the more effort, the more statistics you try and throw into the conversation, the better it's going to be for you. So star, 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 star. So gradually work backwards. to the job you had prior to your current job or your last job, and then the more star stories and the more metrics you discuss, openly discuss, with the interviewer, the better it's going to be for you. So connect with your background, so your skills, your education, your interest to the particular job that you are interviewing for. So talk about your background and how it melds into this particular job that they have vacant, and your skills and the education. Talk about the value. Everybody has value, but people never, ever, sadly, sell their value. You are a product. You're sending that product to the market. So talk about your value. And then always end the interview very graciously. Thank them for their time and ask when the interview stages are going to be finished or whether there's going to be other interviews, so you get some idea on how to follow up if necessary. And then always send a handwritten thank you note. That distinguishes you instantly after the interview by handwriting a thank you note and sending it to the interviewer or the interviewers. Anybody got any other questions? Hopefully, Leanne, I was able to answer your question. If not, come up again, and I'm more than happy to answer another question, or you want to expand on it. But really, basically, we all get frightened, we all get scared, we all get nervous in an interview. Of course, it's only human nature, but it's just a meeting of the minds, just to see whether you are the perfect candidate. So you only have that a certain amount of time to tell the interviewer that you are the one that they should hire. Nobody else, you are the one. So make sure you relay that fact, because it's down to the wire now. You've got your resume, they've liked your resume, and now they're calling you for this interview. Companies have different numbers of what they interview. Some interview only 2 or 3 or 4 people. Others interview up to 10 or even 12 people at the end, and then they narrow it down. But make sure you shine above the competition. You only get just one kick of the can here. So anybody got any other questions? Thanks for listening, Leanne. I'll be happy to answer anybody else's questions. Next week, I'm wrapping this season. This year's up. I'm calling it quits till the beginning of the year. So we're talking about how to plan your career for 2022. Yeah, it's just around the corner. Not long now, another 3 weeks, and we'll be in 2022. So as I said at the beginning, I'm preparing my topics for next year. So I'm more than happy to, if you've got a topic that's on your mind and you want me to talk about in Tuesdays at 2 next year, I'll be happy to talk about it. So Leanne, how do you respond when you answer that question, and how they respond that you know? Let me just read that one again. This comes from Leanne. How do you respond when you answer that question and then they respond that you know, so I do not need to explain? I'm a bit vague there. From what I'm gathering, Leanne, sorry, it's a bit vague. You need to get into detail, and then let them, if you go on and on and on, which you shouldn't do, just get them to halt the conversation. But talk very eloquently, very confidently about the company, as if you are already there. Be prepared to think about, well, I'm already in that seat. I'm already sitting in that seat, and I'm ready to work right now. So hopefully that's answered your question. Anybody got any other questions? If not, I will wrap it up. I have 2 offers for you. Free. Anybody want a free resume or a CV critique? or a LinkedIn audit. I go through your LinkedIn from top to bottom and your resume, your CV from top to bottom. I'm more than happy to answer it. To give you 30 minutes of my time, plus anybody's got any questions after this, please send them to me. More than happy to answer them. Plus, I have an extensive YouTube channel, so I'd like you to subscribe to my YouTube channel and press the bell button where you will be notified of all the future videos that are coming. There's one released every day, every week, sorry. And right now, every day leading up to Advent, I'm doing Advent quick career tips at 1 p.m. Eastern time every day, a different topic every day leading up to the 25th of December. So join me on that, and they then go on my link on my YouTube channel. So I'm more than happy to answer any questions. Is there any advisable way to balance selling yourself with not sounding like an uncoachable, know-it-all bragger? Oh, yeah, that's a great question, Brian. You always come forward with some good questions. Yeah, so you are in the sales mode, but don't go over the top, OTT. You need to keep it mellow, but don't be humble. But don't be really like, oh, I'm the perfect candidate, blah, blah, blah. Really bleat it out. You need to keep it at an even tone and really seduce them. It's basically an interview is seducing them and making them want to pick the phone up and give you a call to say, Mr. Buckland, you have won that application. When can you start? Or can we have your references? Because that's also very, very important as well. References are available upon request, is not to be put on your resume, but references are very, very important at the end. Make sure you check your references, and there are some videos on my YouTube channel talking about references. Hopefully that answers your question, Brian. I know you're very, very articulate, and you've got a great career, and you've probably been very good at selling yourself, telling your future employer what a great value you will bring them over the other candidates. Because remember, when you go into a job search, you are in a race, and it's only a trophy for number one. So free resume critique, free CV critique, free LinkedIn audit, and please go to my my YouTube channel and subscribe. I will see you next week when we will be talking about how to plan for your career for 2022. And if you've got any topics you would like me to talk about in 2022, please send them to me, because I will put them in the January and the February, so they'll be pretty fast in the new year on Tuesdays at 2, because I'm going to continue this throughout the year. So this is the end of episode number 73. I'm looking forward to next week, and then we will take a break, and then we will go into the new year. So thanks for listening. Have a great week. Hiring is very, very good. Hiring in December, if you listened to me 2 weeks ago, is very, very good every year, because 70% of your competition dropped out. How to handle weakness questions. Okay, yeah, sure. So I will put that in next for Tuesdays at 2 next year in January. I will put that in. Thanks very much, Ken. Anybody got any other topics they would like me to discuss in January, February for Tuesdays at 2, please feel free to email me. Have a great week. That wraps it up for me. Thanks for listening. Thanks for attending Tuesdays at 2. I will see you all next week.